So the ATF has decided to roll the dice and appeal 5 pistol brace cases up to the 5th Circuit, including the nationwide pistol brace injunction. So let's talk about what is happening with pistol braces. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think the ATF's ban on pistol braces and their regulation of them is clearly a violation of the Second Amendment, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Also, I want to thank one of the main supporters of this channel, which is Blackout Coffee. Blackout Coffee has amazing coffee and they're huge Second Amendment supporters. They have dedicated roasts for organizations like FBC and GOA, so if you want to get great coffee and support the 2A cause, I cannot recommend Blackout Coffee enough. You can check them out using the links down below, and if you use the code ARMSCHOLAR, you can get 10% off of your order. So like I mentioned in the intro, in this video I have some updates for you on the current challenges to the ATF's pistol brace rule. The ATF has decided to roll the dice and appeal 5 cases up to the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, there's a variety of cases. We're going to be focusing on a couple of them, but all these cases include the Mock v. Garland FBC case, the BRDO v. Garland case, the SAF case, the NAGR case, the GOA case, which is the Texas gun rights case, I believe, or the lawsuit along with Texas. So in total, there are now 5 pistol brace cases that are now appealed up to the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals. 2 of the cases I'm going to focus on in this video include the Mock v. Garland FBC case, and then also the BRDO v. Garland case, because Mock v. Garland is one of the primary cases that has led to a lot of positive outcomes against the pistol brace rule, and then the BRDO v. Garland case is the recent decision that issued a nationwide injunction against the ATF's brace rule. Now, although the ATF has already lost once in the 5th Circuit in the Mock case, the ATF has decided that the lesser of evils for them is to appeal once again and hope that they can get some sort of relief from the 5th Circuit in this Mock or BRDO case. But again, it's not isolated to just those 2 cases. What the ATF has decided to do is appeal all the cases, all the injunctions that have been issued against them in 5 different cases, and now all of those cases are up for appeal in the 5th Circuit. Now, if you're not aware, the 2 cases we're going to focus on, the BRDO and Garland case, in the BRDO v. ATF case, Judge Matthew Karsmarek issued a preliminary injunction which blocked the pistol brace rule in its entirety while the case proceeds forward. This decision by Judge Karsmarek springboarded off of the recent decision by Judge Reed O'Connor in the Mock v. Garland pistol brace case. However, in the BRDO case, the judge there, Judge Karsmarek, went the extra mile and granted the request for an injunction against the entire pistol brace rule, and that was a nationwide injunction. Again, a significant win and a very huge win for the 2A cause. You may recall that the other pistol brace case, Mock v. Garland, the judge there, Judge O'Connor, issued an injunction, but the injunction only protected members of FBC and it only protected their members and people affiliated with them, and it was a more limited injunction. But as a result of Mock, you got some other organizations like GOA, NAGR, SAF, and others also get similar injunctions and protections for their members. And so those are those other cases that I'm mentioning that have all now also been appealed up to the 5th Circuit. Now, in the BRDO case, the decision went beyond just protecting the individual plaintiffs and their members. Instead, the judge enjoined the pistol brace rule in its entirety nationwide. The BRDO case involved a granting of a preliminary injunction, and a preliminary injunction in this case and all these other cases that I'm referencing are simply just temporary forms of relief that remain in place until the cases can be fully decided on the merits of the arguments. So this order blocks the enforcement of the pistol brace rule only until the BRDO case or some of these other cases are fully decided. But the important thing to keep in mind is that with the BRDO case, the decision was primarily based on the Mock v. Garland prior decision by the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals, and then also that lower court district court decision in Mock v. Garland. That means that the BRDO case is inherently tied in some way with the Mock case, and a lot of these other cases as well, the GOA, SAF, and NAGR cases, are also playing off of what is happening in Mock and BRDO. Now, originally in Mock v. Garland, the federal district court judge, Judge Reed O'Connor, denied a preliminary injunction request by the plaintiffs their FBC. Judge O'Connor, in that original opinion, sided with the ATF, arguing that at that specific time, the plaintiffs had not shown that the ATF had exceeded their statutory authority. Now, after that decision, FBC filed an interlocutory appeal up to the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals. The 5th Circuit Court of Appeals then reviewed the case and found that Judge O'Connor should have in fact granted the injunction in FBC's favor, at least on their APA claims. The 5th Circuit's decision found that FBC did show a likelihood of success on the merits, which is one of the main factors to get a preliminary injunction. The 5th Circuit then found that the ATF went beyond their statutory authority under the APA when they made the brace rule, and therefore they remanded the case back down to Judge O'Connor for him to reconsider the preliminary injunction, to redecide the issue, But what was important is that the Fifth Circuit said a likelihood of success on the merits was met by the plaintiffs, and therefore Judge O'Connor would only look at the 3 other remaining factors and then decide what type of relief he would issue. And on re-review, Judge O'Connor looked at the 3 remaining factors and ultimately ruled in favor of FBC and their members, and then also one company, Maxim Defense, which is an awesome company. Check them out. One of the critical aspects of that order was not only did Judge O'Connor find that the pistol brace rule violates the APA, but he also found that the plaintiffs showed a likelihood of success on the merits because of their Second Amendment arguments. So not only did he agree with the Fifth Circuit on the APA claims, but then he also agreed with a likelihood of success on the merits because of the Second Amendment. Now, the Mock case is significant because it was the first major pistol brace win, and then it kind of set the stage for the BRDO nationwide preliminary injunction and then all of these other cases that have now followed. Now, after the Mock and BRDO case, the question was, what would the ATF do? The ATF originally signaled that they were simply just going to proceed forward in the lower courts, that they weren't going to appeal. In fact, they submitted a bunch of documents to those lower courts saying that they were proceeding forward at the lower court level. Then we saw a lot of these other cases, the SAF case, the NAGR case, the GOA case, they were also proceeding forward at the lower court level. Well, then all of a sudden, the ATF decided to appeal all of these cases. They first filed for appeals in the Mock case, and then I believe also the BRDO case, and now we've seen all the other appeals pop up as well. So the Fifth Circuit is now going to review all 5 pistol brace cases, and the ATF has decided to roll the dice in all of these cases. Now, this is definitely a risky strategy since, like I mentioned in Mock, the Fifth Circuit already ruled that there was a likelihood of success on the merits, at least on APA violations. So all the Fifth Circuit will review is if some of these judges, like Judge O'Connor, properly reviewed the 3 remaining factors. Again, this is not going to go in the ATF's favor, in my opinion. However, I think they care less about winning the injunction appeal, but instead maybe are going to try to get some sort of temporary relief in the Mock or BRDO case, maybe try to get it from the Fifth Circuit, get some sort of temporary stay, and then if not, maybe they will try to elevate this to the Supreme Court and get some sort of temporary administrative stay from the Supreme Court on an emergency basis. Recently, the ATF has been very successful in getting 2 stays in the Vanderstock ATF Frames Receivers case. In that case, the Supreme Court issued a 5-4 emergency stay in favor of the ATF. That recent stay likely emboldened the ATF to not only appeal these cases, but then potentially even go up to Supreme Court level if they need some sort of emergency relief for a stay. So the ATF is risking the interlocutory appeal in the hope that they can get some sort of similar stay either from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals or maybe even the Supreme Court. But with all this, you need to understand what is the current status of what is going on and what is legal with pistol braces. Right now, you have that nationwide injunction in the BRDO case, which again enjoined the ATF's pistol brace rule in its entirety nationwide, so that's still in place. And then you also have these limited protections for organizations like FBC in the Mock case, the GOA case, I believe, the NAGR case, the SAF case, and a bunch of other cases which got similar preliminary injunction relief playing off of what happened in Mock and then BRDO as well. So I think the likelihood is that even if somehow the ATF got a stay on the nationwide injunction in the BRDO case, if they got some sort of temporary stay on that nationwide injunction, you would still have the membership protections. So at least right now, there are 2-fold protections, that nationwide decision in BRDO, and then the more limited membership protections in all these other cases. But remember, like I mentioned, all 5 cases have now been appealed by the ATF up to the Fifth Circuit, and they're doing that for a reason. They have a strategy. They're going to try to get these decisions overturned. They are rolling the dice because they've already lost at the Fifth Circuit level. They're likely going to lose again, but they have a strategy to try to stop these, and we're going to have to wait and see what that is and how that plays out. Of course, if we get any more information, I will let you guys know. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Double check that you have not been unsubscribed from YouTube. Make sure you also have all notifications on. Click the bell icon, turn on all notifications, because that's a way you can ensure that you actually get these updates when they release. So if you like this video and you would like to support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm, and it signals to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and in this type of 2A news. As always, I want to thank everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, who hits the notification bell, who shares these videos. You guys are directly impacting these videos, impacting this channel, and helping me to reach and educate more people than I could ever do on my own. But as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and never forget this nation was built by armed scholars, and this nation will be maintained by armed scholars.